Bengal was formed in 1806. So SBI has a historical legacy spanning of about 220 years. In 2017, it took over the remaining 5 subsidiaries, and now it is the biggest bank in India, having almost 22,500 branches and 53 crore customers, and a total business of almost 110 lakh crores. Almost approximately 25% of total banking business is done by SBI. Last year, the net profit of SBI was 80,032 crores, surpassing even the profit of Reliance Industries. All these figures are rising, but when all these figures are increasing, there are some figures that are declining. We are concerned about these figures. One such figure is the number of employees. At the time of takeover of its subsidiaries, total employees in SBI along with the associate banks were 2,90,000. Later, it came down to 2,30,000, and now it is at 2,40,000. Some recruitment is going on nowadays, but this figure is not sufficient. We all know that almost a deficiency of almost 1 lakh employees is there. Another important ratio that is coming down is government stake in SBI. Earlier, it was 57.49%. Even that was lowest among public sector banks. Following last year's qualified institutional placement, QIP, of 25,000 crores, it came down to 55.52%, which means SBI is increasingly positioned for an immediate privatization. SBI Employees Federation is concerned about these decreasing values because these decreasing numbers shows the disappearing public sector character of SBI. The reduction in staff strength has not occurred naturally, but purposefully engineered. Bank has decided to outsource many jobs, thereby ignoring the basic duty of public sector bank, that is to provide permanent jobs to educated youth. In 2013, itself the bank has outsourced housekeeping duties to private contract agencies. Now the condition of the laborers of these agencies are very pathetic. There are many allegations that there are non-payment of salary, and moreover, these employees are not provided with any kind of leave benefits. Most of the branches of SBI, there is no sub-staff employee. These jobs were done by temporary daily wages. The bank is not paying not even the minimum wages as stipulated by the government. Management refuses to admit that the posts are vacant. Even before the CLC, the management given in writing that there is no sub-staff employee vacancy in the bank, upon which CLC wondered who is doing these jobs in SBI. That is the condition of SBI nowadays. Even while the bank is trying to onboard maximum transactions digitally through YONO 2, but the HR department is still in the 19th century, where transfer requests must be submitted physically only to help the recognized official union to interfere with the seniority on transfer requests. No online transfer system is implemented, even after directives from Department of Financial Services. In 2023, bank has started a separate subsidiary company just to outsource permanent jobs called SBOS, State Bank Operational Support Services. More and more clerical jobs are handed out to this company. All this shows the eroding public sector character of the bank. Only after the formation of SBI Employees Federation in 2017, there was having some kind of resistance against all these things, all this anti-customer or anti-employee policy of the SBI management. Several times, SBI Employees Federation had visited branches and conducted marches and dharnas in front of Elected Trivandrum, raising these issues. And concluding, a lot of united resistance needed to protect this bank, which is classified as a domestic systematically important bank, DSIB, which to be remain as a public sector bank. SBI Employees Federation is fully committed to this cause, uphold the public sector character of SBI and remain true to the tagline of SBI, that is banker to every Indian. Today, the webinar is presided by our President, Comrade Amal Ravi. I extend warm welcome to Comrade Amal Ravi. Also, we are fortunate to have the presence of Comrade Debashish Basu Chowdhury, General Secretary of Bank Employees Federation, in this webinar. He will inaugurate this webinar, and on behalf of SBI Employees Federation, warm welcome to Comrade Debashish. Also, Comrade Hydra Rao, Secretary of SBI Bank Employees Federation, is also is attending this meeting. We extend warm welcome to Comrade Hydra Rao. Also, Saji Varghese, Vice President of BFI, will also address us. Warm welcome to Comrade Saji Varghese. Also, our General Secretary of SBI Employees Association, our new unit in Tamil Nadu, is also attending. I welcome Comrade SP Kumar to this webinar. Also, many leaders of BEFI, state level leaders, also central leaders, are also participating in this webinar. In one word, I welcome all those who are attending the webinar. Also, warm welcome to all the participants, including BEFI members, SBI Employees Federation members, SBI Employees Association members, and also retirees, AKBRF and SBIRF comrades. Once again, I welcome all of you to the webinar, and I handing over to Comrade Amal Ravi to further.
Yeah. Good evening, comrades. As it is already 8:45 now, and Comrade Jayaraj has given a very good introduction to our webinar. So I'm not going to for a presidential address. We have to conclude this meeting at 9:30, as it is an online meeting. So 1 hour will be the maximum tolerance for all of our comrades. So I directly go to our General Secretary, BEFI, Comrade Debashish Basu Chowdhury, to inaugurate this online webinar on State Bank Day. Comrade Debashish, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, and good evening to you all. So at the outset, I would like to congratulate SBI Employees Federation for organizing this webinar on the affairs of State Bank of India. And I also extend my sincere gratitude for inviting me to inaugurate this webinar. So anyway, State Bank of India, as Comrade Jayaraj has told us, and we all know that it is the largest bank, largest public sector bank, as well as largest banking institution of the country. As our organization is very small does not mean that we are insignificant. Of course, we are having significant presence. Presence means opposing the anti-people policies, and of course, safeguarding the interest of the customers as well as the employees. So anyway, as because the number is not very big, I don't think that in BFI also we discuss legally State Bank of India as it was expected. So that is our definitely shortcoming in our part. So this webinar also will give us an opportunity to discuss about State Bank of India, as because it is a very important institution so far as our country's economic sovereignty is concerned. So by that way, also this webinar is also being held in a very appropriate time. Today, as because 1st July is the foundation day of the State Bank of India, and in July also, bank president and the comes up. So it is very important that we discuss all these things, particularly as has been told by Congress Jairaj, the State Bank of India is the first bank in our country to operate as a public sector bank, as a bank governed by government of India. And we all know that in 69 and 82 phases of bank nationalism took place. And this nationalism has its positive impact on the country's performance, financially or politically or socially, till the new economic policy, the policy for pursuing these neoliberal policies in the early part of 90s. It was one part till 1991, 1992. After that, once the new economic policies are settled in the country, there has been regime changes in the functioning even by the public sector banks, not only banks, all the financial institutions and public sector undertakings also. But those are not the part of our discussion today. Now, State Bank of India sees this new economic policies has been the laboratory of pursuing these policies in the banking institution that we all know. That all the management that has come after since the last 30, 35 years, they are pursuing and they are advocating the policies in all the decisions that have been made by the bank. Now today, when we are meeting, our main challenge is two prong. Number one is that to maintain this public sector banks or nationalized banks in the public sector, and secondly, fighting for the policies that should be taken for the common man and for the country's economic sovereignty. So this has been our point of study for the last 3.5 decades. And by that way, BFI with all participation of all comrades, all units, all affiliates, all states has been trying to do so. So we have made an indelible impression that we are fighting for the country's economic sovereignty and of course for maintaining the public sector character of the banks. Now we all know that since the last 5.5 years, really if we concentrate, it can be made from 2014, that is after the formation of the NDF, one government at the center in 2014. This neoliberal policies has picked up tremendous momentum. And a new manifesto will come in 2021, when the Indian Finance Minister has proposed that two public sector banks will be privatized. And since then, it was our opposition to this desire of the government, and so far we have been successful to make the government going back with their decision. So far, no banks have been privatized, though in a different perspective. IDBI Bank has been listed as a private sector bank, but that is also a different kind of struggle. And I understand that this also should be discussed because the companies, those are interested to take over the IDBI Bank, and particularly one of them is governing this Catholic Syrian Bank, which has been nominated as CSB Bank. So that also should come into the perspective of the bank employees, that what danger is lying ahead so far as privatization is concerned. So anyway, so far as State Bank of India is concerned, at some point of time, it looked the State Bank of India might be the first bank in the country to be privatized. So anyway, that has not been done. But since 2021, serious debates has been launched. On one side, the unions were opposing to privatization, and on the other side, there has been several documents, several papers that was published in the country that whether the government should be confined by privatizing only two public sector banks, or they should go for privatizing all public sector banks. Now, there has been at least two important documents in front of us. One paper was prepared by Madam Poonam Gupta, who is the Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India nowadays, and Arvind Panagaria, who has been the advisor of the Government of India after power. And there has been one article in Reserve Bank of India Bulletin. In both these papers, they advocated for privatization of all public sector banks, including State Bank of India. The only difference was that whether privatization will take place in one go or gradually. So there was the difference. So it is well understood that from some quarters, some corners, the privatization of all public sector banks has been proposed and has been preparing a mindset is being prepared of the common people. So there have been so many challenges in front of us in our fight to maintain the character of public sector character of the public sector banks, including State Bank of India. And if we come to the State Bank of India, of course,
Comrade,
passage of
comrade,
law-
one minute. Some sound problem is there. Some echo is there.
oh. For me,
Yes.
oh, then shall I change my airport? Right. Let me go to the old system. So I think now I am audible. Is
Yes,
it okay,
yes.
Kamlesh? Okay, thank you very much.
Somewhat better.
Go back to the primitive days. So anyway, so as we all know that so far as State Bank of India is concerned, there has been phenomenal growth of the bank. And so far as State Bank of India Employees Federation is concerned, now we started after the amalgamation of the associated banks with the State Bank of India, which we opposed. We opposed as our own policy, opposing this amalgamation. Though some of the organizations, particularly operating in State Bank of India, they prefer to remain indifferent or passive onlooker. And some of the organization was demanding cross merger, that is the merger of the associate banks. So anyway, BFI as its own decision has remained consistent for opposing the amalgamation of the public sector. So since then we decided to keep our organization, that is operating mainly in State Bank of India, to operate in the State Bank of India as State Bank of India Employees Federation, though the number was very small. But again, I'm telling, number matters, it's all right. But of course, we have made our presence felt in every aspect. There are so many examples, I'm not going into that. And recently, there has been a big development in Tamil Nadu, where we definitely got some members, and recently, the check-off facility has been made operative after protracted efforts taken by our founders at different places. So anyway, the growth that Comrade Jairaj has told that, yes, of course, it is operating with 23,265 branches throughout the country, spread across 17 circles. And it is correct that the deposit so far as 31st March 2026 is concerned, 59,75,642 crores. Advance is 48,77,895 crores. Together it is coming to the tune of 108,53,000. That means nearly 109 trillion. Now we are having 64,245 ATMs, automated teller machines. And employees are correct, 2,45,131 employees are there. Now the profit, yes, correctly, net profit has got to the tune of 80,032 crores. While operating profit was also a phenomenal 1,23,000. So it has increased from the last year also. It has continued to increase. And it is correct also that there are 530 million customers, 53 crore customers are there. So these may be unique customers, of course, and it has played a big role as far as this development of financial inclusion. Financial inclusion was there. It is not a new thing. It started since nationalization of the banks in 1969. But from 2014, there has been another part of financial inclusion. In that part also, State Bank of India played a very big, important role. So this is the thing. So far as this size is concerned, there are some other aspects that is very important, that we all know that State Bank of India is the accredited banker for 26 major central government ministries and departments in India. 26 major ministries and governments. And so far as holding largest market share in government business, accounting for 63% of turnover in central governments. So it is also maintaining a very good contribution to the functioning of the government. Now, so far as CASA is concerned, we all know that during last few years, that is also a very important thing, not only for State Bank of India, that many of the public sector banks, as well as private banks also, they lost CASA. Okay, some reduction was there. In State Bank of India also, there was a reduction in CASA, but due to some efforts, the CASA stands on 31st March 2026 is 39.46%, an increase of 9.53% in comparison to the last year. But one thing is important, that retail advance has reached 17 lakh crore, 17 lakh crore. Though corporate credit is 14.25 lakh, very near to the retail advance. This is also a very important feature that we all know. Now, so far as this employee is concerned, well, Comrade Garaj was giving some statistics that what was the employment that was in 2014, and what is the number of employees that has come down to 2025-26. Now, there was almost 3 lakh employees in 2014, 3,98,500. The figure has been given by Congress to me this morning. Now, as I told, that it has reached up to 2,45,000 right now. So this has been the reduction. Total business, which was to the tune of 36,39,000, it has reached 109 lakh. This has been increased. Average business per employee was 12.52 crore in 2014. Now it has gone up to almost 41 crore. It's more than 40 crore average business, but the number of employees are reduced. Now we understand there are some features that we must consider regarding the reduction of number of employees. That it is not only in State Bank of India that reduction has taken place. Taking as a whole the public sector bank, the reduction has in 2014, when NDA government came into power, of course, this is not a coincidence. The number of employees of public sector banks was 8,56,000. Now it has gone down to 7,50,000 right now. 2026 figure has not come. After IBA publishes, then it will come. Last year it was 7,35,000 or 7,45,000. So more than 1 lakh employees has reduced in the last 12 years, and business has increased manifold. Now there are some other points that must be done. Why the government is indifferent to increase the number of employees in banks? They are trying to compensate in many other ways. This is the real challenge for them. As a part of the financial inclusion, now we all know that this customer service points have been created. throughout the country by different banks. And State Bank is leading, of course. As on 31st March 2026, you can see that there are as many as 79,000. It is almost 79,000 plus customer service. Business correspondent is maintaining this customer service points as many as 44 products and services, 79,154. As many as 44 products and services are being operated in these customer service. And this BC channel particularly has recently introduced a fully digital account opening process at every CSP outlets through e-signing and Aadhaar-enabled payment system transaction. So these are very important things that is being done by the business correspondent. This is one part of the government. And we all know that recently, very recently in April 2026, after 20 years of introduction of business correspondence, the Reserve Bank of India has published revised guidelines for operation of the business correspondence, and definitely we can understand that in all the banks, including State Bank, this business correspondence model will definitely becoming more prominent one, replacing the permanent employment. This is one side that is most important that we all understand. And second, this digitalization of the banking operation. This is not the right platform, but we all understand that since 2014, after the India government, with introduction of the financial inclusion, PMJDY, and after that series of projects, government projects, on which the government banks, government employees are very much involved. There has been some changes. That is this demonetization that has taken up a very big platform of the digital operation, not only financial. Now today, as we are holding this meeting, that also has come into operation only after 2009. I'm not welcoming COVID-19 or lockdown or this digital advancement. But this has opened a new, particularly avenue in front of us, and they are particularly claiming that today, so far as State Bank of India is concerned, the State Bank of India is propagating that 98.7% transactions are being done on digital. So this is one particular two things that apart from the permanent employees, brick and mortar banking for obvious purposes, curtailing cost, curtailing social security benefits. PFI also has observed demand day on social security on 25th of last month. And we all know that to curtail the social security benefits, this temporary employment is only through business correspondence. This apprentices has come in a very big number, and State Bank has been the pathfinder. That is why I was telling the State Bank of is a laboratory of pursuing really in the sector and bank as well. So this phenomenal growth in digitalization, 90.7%, the State Bank of India is that is being done by the alternative channels. And we can easily understand if we just keep on statistics that NEFT transaction in 2025-26 has been done. Number is 285 crores. This 285 crores 1 year. RTS is 8.55 crore in 1 year. So volume is very much. And IMPS transaction is 106 crores. If you take together, this comes up to 400 crores in number. While clearing check, inward and outward, is to the tune of only 11 crores. So there is 400 crores and 11 crores is clearing checks. And cash checks, many questions were raised, but they are not maintaining any data. That is what they said, that cash transaction. Anyway, that can be assessed, but I don't think that this can match with this NEFT, RTGS or IMPS, and it is increasing every day. So these are the two particular factors that is attributing this curtailment of permanent employees. Of course, our struggle will be there. Now, so far as this inadequate number of employees are concerned, it may have some adverse effect on the customer service also. So customer service is also a very important thing. The permanent employees, though they are handicapped in many ways, number, volume of business, customer demand, system inadequacies, system problems are there. So many things are there. But still, we understand that there has been satisfactory customer service, even in State Bank of India. And it can be said that State Bank of India has appointed an external agency to have a survey on customer satisfaction. And in last 1 year, in more than 4,000 branches, this external agency has done a survey. And I understand that there has been quite a satisfactory outcome of this survey. So by that way also, the employees of the State Bank of India, of course, they may be given a very congratulated and warm welcome that they have performed this. So far as employee pattern is concerned, this is a very important thing. So the State Bank of India, our federation, is demanding that there are vacancies of more than 1 lakh. Okay, there may be 1 lakh vacancies. But one thing BFI is continuously pursuing, and since due to our persuasion only at the highest level, your view, or for that matter, during the conciliation of the strike call of 2025, 2-day strike call, particularly about recruitment, one of the important issues. And of course, recruitment is the primary issue. Recruitment of permanent employees. This has become a very primary issue. We all understand that once upon a time, the workman employees was more than officers, much more than officers. Ratio was there 1:3, 1:4, like this. 1 clerk is to 3, 4 officers. One officer to 3, 4 clerks. Now it has completely reversed. If we go by the employment pattern of the State Bank of India right now, as has been published on 31st March 2026, you can see that almost 53-54% of the total workforce is officers. Okay. And though there are some clerical staff, but sub staff and others, that has been reduced phenomenally substantially. Not only State Bank of India, throughout the country. We know that perhaps since the last very, very long years, there has not been any recruitment in the subordinate cadre in all banks, including State Bank of India. Now, in State Bank of India, as I have been informed that there are nearly 65,000 temporary employees working in the bank, including 4,000 officers. Now, so far as the subordinate staff is concerned, it is only 25,147, staff and others. In one area, it is mentioned that the subordinate staff, number of subordinate staff is 25,147 out of 23,147 branches. So there may be many branches where there is no subordinate. And State Bank of India is the only bank perhaps in the country where a definite negotiated policy on outsourcing is policy. And in that outsourcing policy, of course, which has been agreed between the management and the union, there is no scope of outsourcing the jobs of the subordinates. So in that area also, due to non-recruitment of subordinate staff for the last more than long years, quite a good number of outsiders have worked. And due to the insistence of BFI, of course, UOB has also taken up this issue. It has been seen that in different banks, in many banks, particularly maybe in all the banks, number of subordinate staff is lesser than the number of branches. So it can be easily understood that even if one sub staff in each branch is allocated, there may be some branches where more than one sub. In every bank, there are hundreds of branches where there is. So it is my humble request to the leaders of the State Bank of India Employees Federation, and of course to all other bank-wise unions whose congress are attending today, that whenever we are demanding recruitment, we must say that this recruitment includes recruitment of the subordinate staff, because the subordinate staff is the perennial nature of employee. So we cannot forget that for more than a decade, every bank there has not been a. Let's come into the discussion very seriously. And the bank also admitted that there are a number of branches It means in the negotiation, when the Chief Labour Commissioner, Central Labour Commissioner asked the bank, that by the statistics it can be easily understood. The statistics also provided by us only in the CLC meeting. It can easily be construed that even in the cash departments in hundreds of branches outside Assam, which is posing serious threat to the security of the bank. So this is also a very important aspect so far as our own understanding is concerned. Now coming into this again, this particularly this contractual employment. If you go by the record of State Bank of India, we can find that so far in 2025-26, State Bank has hired 4,640 officers, 19,340 associates, and 1,653 contractuals. So perhaps State Bank of India is the only bank who in their annual report has admitted that they have had 1,653 staff. Now here the important lies is that now labor code has come into office. And this is the most important thing if you go that we are fighting against the labor code, the offshoots of the labor code. And definitely some movement is being lost, particularly in the unorganized sector. But in the banks also, different unions, they are holding workshop on labor codes on different parts of labor codes. Bank-wise unions in different states, in different banks, more than one workshop has been held on labor code, and it is a continuous process. We have to continue. Because in our country, it is not a fact that only by enacting a law, everything will be changed. There are so many things. Many examples are there. That yes, the government has passed some laws. It has been made an act, but it cannot be implemented. There are so many things. Say, for example, the shareholding pattern, voting rights, FDI in public sector banks up to 20%. None of the banks is having FDI to the tune of 20%. So this opposition is there, and it is the determination of the working class that we will oppose this implementation of the labor code tooth and nail. Till we are able, that may come after many years, to repeal, to force the government in repealing. So this fight will go on. Now, while we are discussing about the contractual employees, and this is the main danger so far as State Bank of India has introduced, that so far we have seen that contractual employees or where daily wages working mostly in place of subordinate staff or sweepers, sweeping jobs of the subordinate staff may not be officially, but these are being done by the outsiders in different banks, including State Bank of India. So far, we have not seen anybody working in place of a clerical staff, customer service associates or associates. Cannot be seen. Some jobs may be done by the apprentices, but in the system, officially they are not working. But with the fixed term employment, so far as this our code on the Social Security 2020 is permitting, this fixed term employment is posing a threat that if it is implemented and if it is pursued by the different banks boards, then the day is not far away when we may see that some people may be working as clerical staff, because in fixed term employment, it is guaranteed that an employee or a person engaged in fixed term employment will get the equal wages that a permanent employee of that cadre is getting. So it will be an official thing because it is permitted by the labor code, that is Code on Social Security 2020. Now, State Bank of India is the first bank, I think, I understand. We have to study more. State Bank of India is the only bank so far to make a provision of 17.38 crore during 25-26 towards gratuity liability in respect of employees engaged on a fixed term basis. So we do not know, at least I do not have information. I will request the leadership of the SBI Employees Federation that as the banks has already provided 17 crore for gratuity for fixed term employees. This is the first thing that crossed to me, thanks to you, for discussion on State Bank of India, that I also was compelled to have some study on State Bank of India. So this is a very phenomenal change so far as this particular bank is concerned for implementation of the labor code. And while doing so, they have mentioned that after it has been done after 21st November 2025, when the labor code was notified to engage it. Now, so far as this alternative delivery channel is concerned, we all know that YONO, that is the platform that was first introduced in the State Bank of India, YONO 2.0 has been launched with some greater benefits, greater reach, and many people are getting operation by YONO. That is also helping the SBI management not to fill up the vacant post, of course. Secondly, WhatsApp banking has also introduced, and the State Bank of India, more than 2 crore customers has registered themselves in WhatsApp banking. And as I was telling that UPI, NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, and UPI transactions increased. And different products, different companies are also getting tied up. In Rail One, particularly, more than 10 crore tickets have been purchased using State Bank of India UPI. So there has been these changes, in phenomenal changes has taken. So far as State Bank of India is concerned, it is the sponsor bank of the 9 regional rural banks. And so far as this shareholding pattern, as Comrade Jairaj was telling correctly, State Bank, the government equity is to the tune of 55.03%. That means almost 45% share has been diluted. And apart from that, we understand that non-residents, many institutions are there, are having 12.49% of the share of State Bank of India of this. There are mutual funds, private corporate bodies, banks, and others that contribute almost 33%. 12% is non-resident, and other resident companies are 33%. So this is a very stable person. Now here, I would say that when increase is there, Jairaj was also telling about the outsourcing. State Bank is having maximum number of subsidiaries. Domestic non-banking subsidiaries are 18, and jointly controlled entities, subsidiaries are 8. Jio Payments Bank, with Jio Payment Bank, and in 2025 January it was March it was 9. Now State Bank sold entire stake to Jio Payment Bank on 18 June 2020. So 18 subsidiaries are there, and through these subsidiaries, State Bank is outsourcing these jobs. So our particular thing is that we have to oppose these policies, and for opposing these policies, we must be aware of what is happening in a particular bank. So I understand that State Bank of India comrades, they are continuously studying their bank. And whenever we are meeting in different forums, the comrades who are representing their states, and of course, in State Bank of India, they are highlighting their bank's position in all the meetings. Must appreciate this. And I think that all the banks comrades will also have study of their own banks. And by that only, we can get knowing that what exactly happened. So I tried to give you some overview that how the State Bank of India has been pursuing this neoliberal policy and what particular dangers are lying ahead. And of course, during this 2-day strike call, which was given by All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, and quite obviously and very, I can say, practically, State Bank of India Federation, our federation also has given a synchronized strike call, and during the conciliation also. So there was 9 points of demands of State Bank of India Employees Federation, but in the conciliation, our federation has taken up 3 important demands to the bankers as well as to the conciliatory body. Those are against outsourcing of permanent jobs, implementation of transparent transfer policy, and pay fixation, removal of pay fixation policies of anomalies of pay fixation in this. So by that way, again, I'm telling, though our number may not be very big, but in State Bank of India, such a large bank, largest public sector bank, one of the largest 50 banks throughout the world, with so many branches, 23,000 branches, 245 employees, 45,000 employees. Our federation has definitely felt their presence. I must say what I started, and this should continue. And from this, our larger federation should draw some lesson how we can prove ourselves to be significant. To all my best wishes to the State Bank of India Federation, all my appreciation to all its members, even though small in number, they of course have fought very determinedly against all these anti-employee policies of the very strong management of the State Bank of India. So by this way, it should continue. And today, we are given opportunity to renew our determination in going ahead in our path. And definitely after 1 year, we may make a review that in the last 1 year, how much we progressed, what are the things that we failed to implement, and what are the things with which we will go to the employees by which we also make our employees aware of the critical situation. And by that way, not only State Bank of India Employees Federation will be strengthened, Bank Employees Federation of India will be strengthened. And I hope that in the next 1 year, from today till 1st July 2000, State Bank of India Employees Federation will continue their activities, continue vigor, and all my best wishes. And once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I also apologize if I take more time that you have allotted to me. I hereby conclude my presentation. And of course, I formally inaugurate this webinar on 1st July 2020. Thank you, Comrade. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Comrade, for sparing your valuable time in this webinar and for inaugurating this event and for giving such an informative and speech here. Now, I go to Comrade Hari Rao, Secretary BEFI. Hari Rao, comrades, please. We have got a constraint about time here. So, in very short words, you can address the meeting. Comrade Hari Rao.
Okay. President of the meeting, Comrade Amal Ravi, General Secretary, Comrade Devjish Basu Chaudhary, Comrade Saji Varghese, Comrade Rajivan, Comrade SP Kumar, and my dear comrades. I thank State Bank of Employees, State Bank of India Employees Federation for giving me this opportunity to speak in this webinar on the foundation day of State Bank of India. It has been dealt in detail by Comrade Jayaraj and our General Secretary about the functioning of State Bank of India and also the importance of a public sector bank. So time is very short. I don't want to take much time. In the last budget, the Government of India, the government has proposed to form a high-powered committee to take into consideration of the financial sector reforms that has to be taken place in our country. So in that way, the government is going to increase the FDI in public sector banks from 20% to 49%. And also there are rumors and proposals coming in the social media about further merger of banks. So it is UOB is also going to meet very soon, and we have to strengthen our fight against the merger of public sector banks, and larger unions like NCBE and IBOC, which is having a different view on merger of banks, has to be brought into consensus on the fight against the merger of banks. So we have to go for a long struggle, and definitely State Bank of India Employees Federation will be a key player in fight against the merger of bank, because they have seen a very big merger. One of the largest merger of banks have taken place in State Bank of India. In that way, we have to take forward our struggle, and we have to strengthen the public sector banks, because the business of the public sector bank is gradually reducing and the business of the private sector bank is increasing. Nevertheless, the importance of public sector banks in serving the common mass of the country is going on increasing, because we have to take all the social sector measures and social benefits, social security benefits to the common masses through public sector banks only. In that way, we have to safeguard and strengthen the public sector banks. In that way, definitely this seminar will enrich the fight against the privatization of public sector banks. And I thank the organizers of this seminar for giving me the opportunity to say a few words in this meeting. Thank you, comrades. I have concluded. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, comrade.
Amal, please call Kumar first.
Yes. Now it's over to you. Comrade SP Kumar, our General Secretary of our Tamil Nadu unit.
Good morning, comrade.
Yes, comrade, please.
Okay. Good morning, comrade. First of all, I asked to thank this opportunity to share some few words regarding this. I first of all congratulations to give more support to us to form a new association, that is State Bank of India Employees Association, SBIEF Tamil Nadu, with all your support, especially our General Secretary Devasis Chaudhary and our comrade Jayarajan, comrade Amal Ravi, comrade Shaji Varghese, comrade Hari Rao, and State Secretary comrade Ravi Kumar, comrade Rajagopal, comrade CP Krishnan. In this regard, we all are very happy to involve in this all issues. But our bank is going forward as a shortage of manpower. The shortage of manpower is that totally they are going to privatize the bank. Even though in our branch also we can see more and more outsourcing. One more thing we are telling that we are very eagerly waiting for our transfers, especially our lady comrades who is eagerly waiting for our transfers. Third thing is that once we give a call, then all comrades very happily share their everything and share their feelings also, and also they are supporting to us. I'm very happy. I'm happy to participate in this webinar. I thank each and every one of this. Thank you, comrade. Conclude.
Comrade Saji Varghese, Vice President BE.
Okay, comrade. Okay. I think that on this 71st Foundation Day of State Bank of India, we reaffirm our commitments to protect the public sector character of our bank, ensure adequate permanent recruitment in all cadres, resist indiscriminate outsourcing of permanent and parent, strengthen branch banking alongside digital banking, defend financial inclusion and social banking, preserve decent working condition, dignity and social security for employees, build a technologically advanced SBI without compromising its human values. I think that is, let us pledge that the State Bank of India will remain as a people's bank, a public sector bank, a pillar of India's economic sovereignty, I think. Let us carry forward the legacy of those who built this institution through dedication and struggle. Let us strengthen the unity among employees. Let us strengthen the public sector banking in India. And as a part of that, let us strengthen the State Bank of India. These responsibilities are in the shoulders of our trade unions. This should be realized by all the unions in State Bank of India. I congratulate both Kerala and Tamil Nadu units for carrying the struggles to protect our bank in public sector character. And also I congratulate Tamil Nadu comrades for developing our organization in a very good manner in a short span of 2 years. I congratulate Kumar and Babu, the president of SBI Employees Association in Tamil Nadu, And together we will make a very good and dynamic organization in State Bank of India. That should be kept in our mind, I think. That I conclude, comrades. Okay.
Okay, comrade. Now we can conclude this webinar. It was a very useful one and very informative, and we got some more very much information about State Bank of India from our General Secretary Devashish. As I earlier said, this is an online meeting. We cannot go further 1 hour. Now it's already 9:30. So we can conclude this meeting. I invite Comrade Anoop to deliver the vote of thanks. Comrade Anoop.
Yeah, dear comrades, at this later, I'm not going for an elaborate vote of thanks. On behalf of SBI Employees Federation and BIEF, I'm thanking each and everyone who have given address in this webinar, especially our General Secretary Debashish Basu Chowdhury, and our Secretary Hari Rao. Also our President Amal Ravi, General Secretary of SBI Employees Federation Jairaj, also Comrade SP Kumar, General Secretary of SBI Employees Association, and all our comrades who have attended this webinar. Thank you.
Okay, once again, thank you, comrades all, and this webinar is adjourned. Thank you all, and good night.
Thank you, comrade. Good night.
Okay, thank you, comrades. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.